Alright, New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, Subchapter 4 Plans, Scope. The scope. This subchapter establishes the requirement of the discharge, cleanup, the removal of activities made for the facility, the prescribed, the rule of the department, for the information to be submitted for the discharge, prevention, contamination, countermeasure plan with the discharge, cleanup, removal plans. For major facilities, the following rules shall govern the preparation and submission of each of the plans. Discharge, prevention, contamination, countermeasure plan. The owner and operator of the major facility shall prepare a discharge, prevention, contaminant countermeasure plan with the demonstration complying with the standard of the New Jersey Administrative Code 701E2 and appoint a facility contact who shall be responsible for the ensuring compliance with the discharge, prevention, contaminant countermeasure plan. With this chapter, the facility contact shall be responsible for the submission of all plans reports required by the department of this chapter to the department. The discharge, prevention, contaminant countermeasure plan shall contain the following general information: name, telephone number, the location of the facility, including the street, mailing address, county, municipality, tax lot, and block number, the name of the telephone, business address of the owner and operator of the facility, the name of the telephone number, the business address, facility contact, the name and address of the owner and operator, registered agent, if applicable, facility and service of the operator with the transmission pipeline and pipelines, the name of the other transmission pipeline with a major mailing address, the telephone numbers, owner and operator, brief description, facility, general site plan format to discover the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E410, drainage land use plan, land use map form of New Jersey Administration Code 71E410, topographical map formatted to describe in New Jersey Administrative Code 71E410. The anticipated date of the facility when become operational and facilities is new one list of the discharge that have occurred for the facility within 36 months of the receipt of the date of the plan submission will include those discharge but then immediately report for the pursuit of the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E53E. This list shall include the substance of the discharge, quantity, discharge, location, discharge for the case, for the number to sign for the department to take up the discharge if they were purported pursuant to the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E53A. Corrective actions taken. The discharge prevention countermeasure plan shall include the minimum following technical information following ordered and indexed to occur. Description of above ground storage tanks, including the address of the New Jersey Administrative Code 71822, but included but not limited to tank, identification number, the name, and the name or number, location, material, construction, tank orientation, horizontal, vertical, tank size, continents, overfill, protection measure for the schedule of integrity pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E216, included with the minimum of the date last test, for the inspection of the date of the next test. Inspection schedule for the criteria within scale of the maintenance and reconstruction. Description underground storage tanks addressing all standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E22 include but not limited to location, navigation, side of the number to take on the side of the contents. Description of all storage is not covered in C1 and 2, but addressing all the standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E22 and include but not limited to location, application, name, and the number, the type of the side of the container, substance stored. Description of any tank, car, tank, truck, loading, unloading, addressing all standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E23, included but not limited to location, application, for the name and the number, the side of the largest component of the name of the tank, truck, utilizing the air that has something unloaded, unloaded. Description of facility, piping, addressing all standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 1E24 for the included but not unlimited location, application, name of the number of the marking and system, and the name of the product service, sensitive leak detection devices, the buried pipeline, any maintenance or repair program, buried pipes for the testing schedule, include the date of the latest test, inspection for the date of the next scheduled test for the inspection procedures for the minimized chance of vehicular collision of overhead pipes. 6 is a description of the process area addressing all standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E25, but not limited to the location, identification, largest vessel, maximum volumetric flow rate with a head substance in the area. Description of all secondary containment of diversion addressing all the standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E26 for the included but not limited to capacity of the material construction for the description can be included with the information required pursuant to C1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 above. Appropriate is description of the marine transfer areas include materials and transfer booming operation in the New Jersey Administration Code 71E27 of exportable lighting and use. Marine transfer area pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 7128. The description of flood hazard area facility boundaries, any of the measure implemented with the project that has for the flood water for the washout pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E29. Description of all visual inspection monitoring procedures pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E210. Outline housekeeping maintenance program, New Jersey Administration Code 71E211. Description of the personal training program include with the type of the given with the period with the various phases of the training and on training procedures for instruction pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 718212 with a description of physical security measures for the include lighting in the facility with the pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E213. Current index all standard operation procedures have written purpose of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E214. Description of record keeping system employed with the facility New Jersey Administration Code 71E215. Alright, discharge prevention, contamination cleanup, contamination countermeasure plan should be included with the schedule of the department of the department and getting equipment into those portion facilities. The existing submission of the owner of the discharge prevention countermeasure plan with the department to meet with the New Jersey Administration Code 71E2 and excluding New Jersey Administration Code 71E2 2A4 and 216. All equipment with the portion facilities installed with approval of the discharge prevention contaminant and countermeasure plan must be applicable to the standard of these rules. Alright, discharge cleanup and removal plan. When the owner and operator of the major facility shall appoint with the response coordinator with the owner and operator of the major facility shall prepare the discharge cleanup removal plan containing the minimum of the following information following order, index and order, the name of the title of the 24-hour business telephone number, facility response coordinator with the other personnel authorized to hire with the contractor release of the fund of the discharge respond with the contaminant cleanup with the removal of the response coordinate alternate be available at all times. Chain of command emergency response. I have the notification pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E5 provision annual simulate with the emergency response with the drill will determine the currency with the adequacy of the personal familiarity with the emergency response action with the discharge contaminant remedial plan.
You got ice cream sandwiches.
Okay. The drill shall be critiqued in writing, and critique shall respond to the record keeping the New Jersey Administration Code 71215. The drill shall be based on the different scenario from year to year in order to address all anticipated emergency response scenarios. Facility cannot be the same type of the tabletop drill for the consecutive years as possible, but the annual drill can be combined with the other required emergency response drills. The list, the type of the minimum quantity of contaminant removal, the equipment and material for the which of the facility with the except for the ownership of the contract with the other means included but limited to vehicle, vessel, pumps, skimmers, booms, chemicals, communication devices, any of the access through the ownership of the contact with the other means with each of the major facilities with all have the available ownership of that arrangement. With a discharge cleanup of the organization, adequate equipment to clean up the discharge may occur with the facility at the facility with a call copy of the current contract agreements between the owner and operator discharge cleanup organization for the emergency service that shall be maintained facility with a facility response registered agent appropriate shall be available to the Department of Review of the upon request. List training equipment of the available to operate with such equipment of the brief description and qualification of the whether the persons are employed with the facility with the discharge cleanup operation. Each major facility shall be available to it. Ownership arrangement of the discharge cleanup organization. Adequate personnel for the cleanup of the discharge of the may occur with the facility of the supplying a list of the name of the owners operative with the way supply with a list of the job titles of employees who will be assigned with the operating contaminant removal equipment statement of the minimum qualifications will be required to be each hire employee so assigned. 7. On-site response measures include response leaks and types of stuff of the discharge facility response personnel that would require and respond to off-site response measures and identification of the protection mitigation measures for the off-site residential environmental sensitive other laboratories based on seasonal sensitive to other relevant factors mapping required in the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E42 B8 and 9 may serve for that identification. Provision for environmental assessment of the impact of the discharge certificate program, New Jersey Administration Code 71E411F for the marine biologist, aquatic biologist, ecologist, freshwater equivalent, or the enologist acceptable for the department proceed with the determine the recycling and the disposing of the hazardous substance contaminated with the soil, the debris with the other further the guarantee with the housekeeping and cleaning up of the removal activities. Copy of the current agreement with the local emergency plan committee with the committee with the correspondent with the emergency response parties with the agreement of financial response to the document pursuant with the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E44 and according with the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E44E and Appendix B. Financial responsibility. The owner and operative major financial facility shall demonstrate the financial cleanup of the removal of the activity. The owner and operative major facility shall demonstrate the financial responsibility in the minimum amount $1 million per occurrence, $2 million aggregated with the provider of the owner and operator establish sufficient satisfaction department of the lease for amount of the station to protect the environment and protect the health and safety. Welfare with the department acceptable the financial responsibility such lesser amount within determination sufficient amount of the financial responsibility of the department may consider the factor for the included without limitation of the nature of the quantity of the head substance which may present with the facility with the proximity nature of the environmental sensitivity of the area located near the facility, the required per occurrence of the annual aggravated coverage amounts do not in any way limit the liability of the owner and operator. Financial responsibility may be established by any combination of the following mechanism: financial test, self-insurance, guarantee, insurance risk retention, group coverage, surety, bond, letter of credit. The owner and operator of the major facility demonstrated the financial responsibility pursuant to the requirement of the Federal Oil Pollution Act of 1990, Public Law 101-380, which shall be deemed for the act of demonstrated financial response according to the chapter of the Act. Owner and operator may be self-determined for the combination for the guaranteed only if, for the purpose of the meeting with the requirement of financial test under this rule, financial statements are not consolidated with the financial statement of the guarantor. To pass the financial self-issuance, the owner and operator guarantor must criteria of the G1 through 4 or below based on the year of the final statements latest completed financial reporting year of the owner and operator maintaining the one on-site letter signed by the chief financial officer was specified with Appendix B within incorporated to herein by the reference. Letter shall be updated within 120 days of the close of each financial reporting year. The owner and operator guarantor must have the tangible net worth of at least $10 million. The owner and operator guarantor must have the tangible net worth of at least $10 million of that required to aggregate the minimum of the B above the plus and the liability coverage of the owner and operator of the financial testing demonstrating financial responsibility to state of the Environmental Protection Agency. Either financial statement of the use of U.S. Security Exchange Commission and Injury Information Administration Rural Utilities Service of the Board of Public Utilities report annually firm's tangible net worth. Dungeon branch sheet must have the sum of the firm of the financial strength with a ranking of 4A or 5A. Have year-end financial statement independently admitted, audited, do not include the reverse audit option, disclaimer, opinion, or going concern qualification. The owner and operator of the guarantee must have the rating of the AAA, AAA, AA, single A, triple B issue, the Standard & Poor's, AAA, AA, BAA issued Moody's or Network Capital at least 6 times of the most required aggregated B above the plus any of the liability coverage must provide with a financial test operator and operative of the guarantor must have one tangible net worth at least 6 times the applicable graded amount with a B above the U of the asset of at least 90% of the total asset of at least 6 times the required aggregated amount and B above the plus any of the liability coverage provided with the financial test. Official year of the official financial statement filed with the U.S. Security Exchange with the Commission of Energy Information Administration, the Royal Utilities Service, the Board of the Public Utility, with the Special Pro, with the Independent Service, the Public, with the Accountant, with the Show of the data specified in the letter with the Chief Financial Officer, with the compare with the data with the latest financial statement, and with the no matters have come to his or her attention would call with his or her to believe the data should be adjusted. If the owner and operator of a local government wish to view the bonding rating of the basis of the financial test and test said government must have the AAA, AA, single A, or triple B, Standard & Poor A, AA, triple A, AA, single A, B, AA, Moody's outstanding issue with the local government, multiple outside issues, local government bonds with the both Standard & Poor, Moody's, and lowest rating must be you determine eligibility copy of the bonding rating published within the 12 months of the shall be maintained with the owner and operator must maintain on-site letters signed by Chief Financial Officer word specified in Appendix B within incorporated with the here and there by reference. Local government shall also, in general purpose, the local government have currently outstanding issue with the general obligation bond of $1 million or more, excluding the refunded obligation of the bonds back to the credit and enhancement. Other municipal by insurance shall not be considered the determined amount of the applicable bonds outstanding if the other general purpose local pursuant to the currently outstanding with the issue revenue bond $1 million or more, excluding refunded issues bonds with the lack of backed and credited enforcement. Other municipal bond insurance shall not be considered the determined amount of the applicable bonds outstanding, or if the owner operates local government, so the government must have the ability, authority, of the assessed levy of the tax freely establish fees and charge of the local government year-end and financial statement independently audited, with the shall not include with the adverse auditor's opinion with the disclaimer opinion. The local government shall not outstand with the general obligation revenue bond that is related with the investment gate rate. The owner and operator must maintain on one-site letter signed by the Chief Financial Officer word is specified in Appendix B when incorporated here with the reference the following information shall be applicable to shown in the year end of the financial of the latest completed year. Total revenues consisting of some of the general fund and operating and non-operating revenues include the net local taxes, the license, permits of the fines and forfeiture of the revenue, the the money, property charge for the services, investment, earnings, sales, restricted runs, restricted intergovernmental revenues, total revenues, and all the other government funds include the enterprise of the debt, with the serve the capital project special revenues, excluding revenues fined in within trust agency capacity for the purpose of testing calculation test revenues. Total revenue should include all transfers between the funds with the direct control of the total local government using financial test inter-funded transfers, liquidation, investment, and issuance of debt. Total expenditure consists of the sum of the fund and operating and non-operating expenditure that include public safety, public utility, transportation, public works, environmental protection, cultural, recreational, community development, revenue sharing, the environmental benefits, compensation, official management, planning and zoning, capital projects, investment payments of the debts of the payments for retirement of debt, principal. Total expenditures for all governmental funds included enterprise of the debt, serve the capital project for the special revenues. Purpose of the test and calculation total expenditures shall include all transfer between funds under direct control of local government using financial test inter-funded transfers. 3. Local revenues consisting of total revenues outlined in 1 above minus the sum of all the transfer the government entities, including all the monies received by the federal, state, and local government sources. 4. Debt services consisting of sums of all interest and principal payments over the long-term credit obligations, interest in bearing short-term credit obligations shall be the interest and principal payments, general obligations, revenue bonds, notes, mortgages, judgments, interest-bearing warrants, excluding payment of non-interest-bearing short-term obligation, interfunded obligations amount you own by the trust and agency capacity, advance, and contingent loans and other governments. 5. Total funds consist of the sum of the cash investment securities of all the funds, including general enterprise, the debit, serve the capital project, special revenue funds, excluding employee retirement funds at the end of the local government financial reporting year, includes federal securities, federal agencies, securities, state and local government securities, other securities and bonds, notes, and mortgages. For purpose of the test calculation, total funds shall exclude agencies and private trust funds accounting receiving the value of the real property and non-security assets, and 6. Population consisting of the number of people in the area served by the local government. Alright, H. If the owner and the operator guarantee with the financial test provide with the financial responsibility, fine she no longer meets the requirements of financial test based on the year of the financial statement, the owner and operator must maintain the alternative coverage within 150 days and with the year of financial statement to be prepared by the department may require the report's financial condition any of the time of the owner with the operator with the guarantee with the department finds on the basis of the report information with the owner and operator with guarantee no longer meets the financial statement to meet requirements of G above, the owner and operator must alternate with the coverage within 30 days after the notification of such finding. If the owner or operator fails to obtain the alternative coverage of 150 days finding that he or she may meet the requirements of pay financial test based on a year-end financial statement within 30 days of the notification department, he or she no longer meets the requirement of financial test, the owner and operator must notify the department of such failure within 10 days. Okay, to demonstrate financial responsibility through the guarantor, the 128 days close for each of the financial reporting or guarantor must demonstrate that each of the financial testing criteria such for more than G above with the pleading on the letter of the financial specified in Appendix B must develop the letter of the owner and operator of the department that the guarantor fails to meet with the requirements of G above with the 120 days at the end of the financial reporting year. Guarantor will send the certified mail with the before cancellation and renewal guarantee with the notice for the owner and operator of the department. The department notified of the guarantor he or she no longer meet the requirements of G above. The guarantor must notify the owner and operator within 10 days. Receive the notification from the department in both cases. The guarantor will determine no less than 120 days after the day of the owner and operator receives notification. 128 days with the department to receive the notification, whichever the letter is in advance. Evidence by return of the receipt. Owner and operator must obtain the alternate coverage within 30 days. The guarantor must be worded as specified in Appendix B. A copy of the guarantee or maintained with the facility at all times. Alright, L. To demonstrate financial responsibility through liability insurance, such insurance obtained with a qualified insurer with the risk retention that may be the performance of a separate insurance policy endorsement. Existing policy and existing insurance policy must be obtained. Endorsement word specified with Appendix B with a separate insurance policy must identify with certificate. And the insurance worded as specified in Appendix B with a copy endorsement certificate must be maintained in the facility at all times. Cancellation, any other termination liability with insurance insurer group except for the non-payment of premium and material misrepresentation insured will be defective only upon with a written notice after expiration 60 days after the debt which insured received the written notice 60 days after the date of which the department received the written notice, whichever delay of the cancellation on payment of the material misrepresentation be insured effective only upon the written notice, only after the expiration minimum of 10 days after the day of which the issue received the written notice, 10 days after the date of which the department received the written notice, whichever is later. Within 60 days of the receipt of the notice for the cancellation of the termination, owner of the operator should provide alternate financial assurance as specified in this section. M. To demonstrate financial responsibility in a surety bond, the surety issued with the low bond must be the listed and accepted surety. The federal bonds latest circular 570 of the U.S. Department of Treasury. Surety bonds must be awarded as specified in Appendix B, with a copy of surety bond may be facilitated at all times. Under the terms of the bond, surety will become liable bond obligation when the owner and operator fails to perform guaranteed by the bond. In all this case, surety liability is pure occurrence in annual aggregated sums. Owner and operator must use the surety bond to meet the requirements above the established for the standby trust fund. When the surety bond is acquired with the trustee, shall be either the authority with the trustee or the trust operations are regulated to examine the federal New Jersey agency. Under the terms of the bond, all amounts paid by the surety bond will be deposited directly with the standby trust in accordance with the instruction of the department. The sureties may be cancel the bond, sending the writing note for the cancellation certified mail to the principal and the department provided. However, the cancellation shall not occur within 120 days beginning with the day of the receipt of the notice for the cancellation principal, day of the receipt of the notice for the cancellation for the department, whichever is later the evidence of the return receipt. Within 60 days of the receipt of the notification of the other termination, the owner and operator provide alternative financial assurance specified in this section. Alright, and to demonstrate with the financial responsible letter of credit, the issue agency shall lend either the authority to issue letters of credit and with the shape of whose letter of the credit or operation regulated examined by the state agency. 2. The letter of credit must be awarded specified with Appendix B with a copy of the letter of the credit maintained with the facility at all times. Owner and operator who use the letter of the credit requirements above must establish a standby with the trust fund. The letter of the credit is acquired in trustee shall be the entry with the authority with the trust operation regulated with examine the federal New Jersey agency. Under the terms of the letter of credit, with almost all paid pursuant with the draft of the department will be deposited with the issuing institution directly with the standby trust funds in accordance with the instruction of the department. Letter of credit must be irrevocable with the terms specified with the issuing institution, provided with the automatic renew with the same term of the original test of it, unless for the 120 days of the current expiration date with the large institution notified with the owner of the operative with the department to be certified with the mail with the decision not to renew the letter of the credit under the terms of the letter of the credit 120 days beginning with the date when the owner and operator receive the note of the device date when the department received the notice, whichever the greater evidence of return receipt. Within 60 days of the receipt of the notice for the cancellation with the termination, the owner and operator should provide financial association specified with the spectrum. Within 90 days of the commencement of voluntary and involuntary proceeding with the Title 11 of the Bankruptcy U.S. Code with the name of the owner and operator game, or with the debitor of the owner and operator shall notify the department of certified mail of such commencement, name of the provider, federal issuance of the debtor of the provider shall notify the owner and the operator certified mail commencement of the owner and operator shall notify the department. An owner of the operator shall deem without the bank required demonstrate the financial responsibility available event commencing with the bankruptcy incapacity of his or her provider financial assurance within 30 days of the receipt of the notification. Such an event with the owner and operator shall submit to the department an alternative to demonstrate the financial responsibility. Our preparation, submission of plans, owning and operative of the major facilities such as the discharge prevention contaminant countermeasure plan with the discharge cleanup remedial plan in accordance with the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E42 and 43, the discharge prevention contaminant and countermeasure plan, the discharge cleanup plan. Remedial plan shall be prepared with a submitted with a single document. The owner and operator of existing major facility shall submit both plans. Certified in New Jersey Administrative Code 71E411, the department address in H below shall be the plan submitted no later than the following dates. February 1st, 1992, facility storage capacity has substance for the least all kinds of at least 300,000 gallons or more than but less than 1 million gallons. August 1st, 1992, the facility storage capacity has something at least 1 million gallons, but less than 4 million gallons. February 1st, 1993, facility storage capacity has something of at least 4 million gallons or greater. August 1st, 1993, facility storage capacity has something petroleum products of at least 80,000 gallons, but less than 200,000 gallons. Has substance of all kinds, less than 2,000 gallons, but less than 300,000 gallons. On February 1st, 1994, all facility storage has a substance other than petroleum products for at least 40,000, but less than 80,000 gallons. And August 1st, 1994, facility storage capacity has other petroleum products at least 20,000 gallons, but less than 40,000 gallons. Or C, if the facility becomes a major facility because of the additional substance of the list of the hazardous substance appendix A of the owner and operator shall submit with the DPCC and DCR plan certified with the New Jersey Administration Code 71E 411, the Department of Director for the G and below for the more than 180 days effective the day of addition and appendix A. The owner and operator of the new major facility with the existing facility shall increase the storage capacity for the extent of the definition of the major facility submitted with the DPCC plan and the DCR plan certified with the New Jersey Administration Command 71E411. The Department of address from the G of the below the 180 days prior to the anticipated operational facility with a major facility with the owner and operator will receive the approval of the implement of the approved plan with the planning operating with the facility and the major facility. Within 60 days of the receipt of the DPC and the DCR of the department shall notify the owner and operator writing with whether all the information required above shall begin with a technical review of the plan implemented below. The additional information required shall include the plans deemed incomplete. Unless time is extended if the department could cause shall additional information outlined in the subchapter that the department may require the submitted within 30 days of the receipt of the department request for additional information request for the department if it's not submitted within 30 days period. If the department denied with approval of the plan without prejudice and submission, one copy of the DPCC and the DCR plan shall be included with the original certification pursuant New Jersey Administration Code 71E411 will be submitted with the Department approval within 30 days of the receipt of the approval and pursuant to the New Jersey Administrative Code 7146. Second copy of the DPC and DCR plan shall be submitted with the Department copies sent below Bureau of Release Prevention, New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, P.O. Box 420, Mail Code 2203E, Trenton, New Jersey 086250420. Attention, plan submittal. Alright, 7146, approval and condition approval of plans. Department shall approve of the denial of the approval of the complete submission of the DPC, DCR approval of the pursuant of the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E45 within 180 days. Department may conditionally approve of the plan with the plan if the map required pursuant to the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E42B7 is not followed with the format of New Jersey Administrative Code 711410C with the maps required pursuant to the New Jersey Administrative Code 7142B8 and 9 or 9 complete with the not in format prescribed by the New Jersey Administration Code 71E410 with the department shall grant such conditional approval of the department to determine plan otherwise satisfied with the requirements of subchapter the owner and operator making with the good faith to provide a complete and accessible maps. Conditional approval under B of the approval set forth for the date with the condition of the approval unless the owner and operator that provide the map satisfied with the requirement of the New Jersey Administration Code 714E10. The owner and operator shall demonstrate financial responsibility pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E44. The time of the department with the denial of the approval of the discharge prevention, contamination, cleanup, and discharge cleanup remedial plan pursuant to the A above. The owner and operator demonstrate with the certification department of the name of the methods of the financial responsibility of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E44 practical to his or over the good faith that has been made with a secure financial responsibility and full aggregated amount with the department shall conditionally approve of the plan, establish alternative minimum amount of the financial responsibility pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E44B, and a conditional approval under the D above shall be set forth, and with the conditional approval shall expire unless the owner or operator demonstrates financial responsibility complying with the requirement of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E44. Implementation of the discharge prevention, contamination, countermeasures, and discharge cleanup remedial plan shall begin immediately upon the receipt of the department approval. Major facility shall keep the copy of the approved the conditional approved plan on site at all times. Denial or revocation of approved plan, the department shall write in writing a reason for the denial, revoking approval of the DPC and the DCR plan. The department may revoke and approve the discharge plan, contaminant, countermeasures, and discharge cleanup remedial plan if the owner and operator comply with the approval of the schedule at the beginning with the plan, solely compliance with the requirements of the rules, and submit with the department false of the willfully misleading information. The department is denied with the revoked approval of the plan. Owner and the operator shall have 30 days in which to submit an acceptable plan. The owner and operator of major facility with a grade of the decision. Department is denied with the revoked with the discharge planning, discharge prevention, contaminant countermeasure, and discharge cleanup remedial plan have the right to hearing before department pursuant to proceed with the New Jersey Administration Code 71E6. E48 amendments to the plan. Within notice of the proposed new construction installation submission modification replacement of above ground tank with the other above ground enclosed storage and capacity spaces, improvement of the structural leak detection monitoring and prevention system, which should provide the department over the draft of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E4G for at least 60 days with the commencement of the construction installation and modification of the notice shall be containing information construction installation substantial modification replacement that is being proposed along the preliminary schedule for the proposed work with the provisions does not apply with the construction installation modification contained with the schedule for upgrading or approval of the discharge prevention contaminant countermeasure plan. Within 30 days of the modification, necessity change of the plan, except for the any with an E above the owner, E below the operative of the major facility have the discharge plan prevention contaminant countermeasure and discharge cleanup remedial plan shall be amended with the discharge planning prevention countermeasure contaminant countermeasure DCR and DPCC and DCR plan to reflect the such changes shall certify with the amendment of the New Jersey Administration Code 71411. Prior submission of the Department for the approval of the amendment shall consist of the annual only the page of the DPCC and DCR plan with requiring changes. The Department shall act and approve of the denying approval of the amendments within 60 days of the receipt of the administrative complete submission. Within 30 days of the receipt of the approval of the second copy of the approved amendment shall be submitted with the Department. Change of the following information shall report with the Department address of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E45G. Within 30 days shall be considered with the plan amendment subject to the certification approval requirements of this section. 1. The name and the mailing address of the facility of the change if it does not result with the change of the ownership facility, personal telephone number, the name of the business address of the owner and operative registered agent, employee with the name and including with the discharge plan, prevention, contaminant, countermeasure, and discharge cleaning or remedial plan of the name, revised financial decision documents. Alright, plan renewal. At least once every 3 years following with approval of the condition of the plans, the owner shall meet with the shall renew the plans. One copy of the renewal shall be submitted with the Department and address of the New Jersey Administration Code 7145G at least 180 days prior to the expiration of the plans. Plans should be considered with the revised plan of the certification existing plan with the Department is currently including the all exemption of the New Jersey Administration Code 71410G. Alternate measures of the New Jersey Administration Code 1E111E. Revised plan may require the time renewal to incorporate the plan amendments adopted with approval of the condition approval of the last renewal. Within 30 days of the receipt approval of the New Jersey Administration Code 71E46, the second copy of the approval of renewal submitted to the Department any change with approval of the discharge plan, prevention, contaminant countermeasure plan with the discharge cleanup remedial plan or necessity amendments for the chapter incorporated with the plan that this plan is renewed. All renewals shall be certified with the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E411. The discharge prevention contaminant countermeasure and discharge cleanup remedial will, which is not submitted with the renewal in accordance with A above within 3 years of the date of approval, condition approval of the last renewal will be considered expired. Alright, 71E410 mapping criteria. General site plans pursuant with the New Jersey Administration Code 71E42B7. Accurately reflect the current facility included with the property boundary, delineating, identifying, labeling, other means of storage tanks, small container storage areas, process building, loading, unloading areas, marine transfer areas, any structure in their facility and gates. Be drawn in scale in a range of 1 inch equals 30 to 1 inch equals 200 feet of the size position, delineates all items mapped and appropriate with the size of the facility. If label other items or general site preparation illegible schedule scale should be changed. Insert these should be uses. Be certified licensed land survey in accordance with the New Jersey State Authority 45.8 through 27 and 10 sequence regulation, New Jersey Administration Code 1340. Drainage land use maps respondent pursuant to the New Jersey Administration Code 71E42B8 shall include the land area within 1,000 feet. Facility boundaries shall employ current baseline scale equal or larger than 1 inch at 600 feet appropriate to the type of facility. Show the facility boundary delineate label the following category: land use, residential, educational institution, health institution, and commercial service, industrial, transportation, community, utilities, industrial, commercial complexes, other urban areas not specified in B3, 1 through 6 above, recreational landmarks, stream, canals, lakes, reservoirs, boundary, estuaries, tidal waters, coastal wetlands, interior wetlands, agricultural lands, beaches, extractive mining, other barren altered lands, deciduous forest, coniferous forest, mixed forest and brushland and shrubland, and locate and label all arterial collector sewers and storage sewers, catchment, contaminant system, basin diversion, water courses, and sources of water runoff of the facility drains. General site plans, drainage, land use, in addition to the A and B of the transmission pipeline required pursuant to New Jersey Administration Code 71E32A8 shall meet the standard of the New Jersey Administration Code 71D Appendix A. All the following: be prepared: a digital environment and compatibility of the Department Geographical Information System compatible digital, including AutoCAD, ArcView, and ArcGIS. B, projected with the New Jersey State Plan feet with the North American datum 1983 containing Lego block stating name and affiliation prior to the map, name, location, facility, scale, employee, the source of the data, use the date of the preparation of the map. Topographical map showing environmental sensitive areas required by the New Jersey Administration Code 71E42B9. Employee current basis as a scale employee larger than 1 inch equals 100 feet. Clearly show the location of the facility. Not to be so crowded and clearly clarify the map information, clearly transfer and map data for the other sources of map-based maps. Contain legend block stating the name and affiliation of the preparator of the map, of the name of the facility, scale, and scales of the employee with the source of the data, use the date of preparation. Cover the area of the major facility, they locate with the down gradient, topographical lower with the highest land point of the majority facility, which could be affected with the discharge delineated in D7 below. Some of the maximum area of the potential impact with taking them out of the and size of the tank contained with the vessel components exposed, utilize the facility tie, laws of the secondary contaminant consideration, contaminant measurements, additional secondary contaminant disbursement, hazardous substance, temperature extreme, the average rainfall, streams, flow, tide cycles, prevailing winds, potential threat to the environment. This area is less than fouls. Distance of the path and controlled discharge would travel 48 hours in a flood-prone area as well as for the water wetland. Feature the distance downstream from the facility with a concentration of hazardous substances would follow the EPA's quality criteria for the water issue for the EPA's off the water regulation standards, including all the flood-prone areas around with all surface water wetland features. 15 miles, including facility boundary downgraded along the path of the discharge would follow with include flood-prone areas, insufficient water and wetland features, and 8. Delineate and label environmental sensitive identified with the New Jersey Administration Code 71E18. All maps required with the New Jersey Administrative Code 71E42B7 and 8 shall be submitted to digital paper copies for the digital, and one paper copy shall be accompanying initial plan submission approval to all the plans for the New Jersey Administration Code 71E42B9. Submit in paper form, and one paper copy shall accompany with the initial plan submission for the approval. Owner and operator may comply with the exemption. Valid unit of the plan renewed from the compliance with the mapping. The criteria for the application should be writing shall contain the following copy of the writing estimate of the cost for the preparing residual map according to the criteria set forth in the section of affidavit signed and sworn by the person required with the providing for certification from the New Jersey Administration Code 718411C, with the stating of the owner and operator small of the business occurring with the cost of obtaining maps and complying with this section would substantially impair the owner and operator ability to continue with the ongoing concern. The owner and operator shall submit with the certified financial statement the department will require. The department shall require the exemption for determining the cost of the obtaining map compliance with the section greater than 25% of the owner's gross PRC with the retaining earnings and demonstrate financial statements submitted with the G2 above. Grant expectations shall set forth with the mapping criteria. General site plan may set forth with the mapping criteria with the drainage land use maps. The Department of the determines will satisfactorily serve the purpose of the subchapter for the subchapter general site plan scanning of the existing general site with the plan to pursue digital image submission for the department along with facility coordinated with the New Jersey State Plan feet in North America on datum 1983. Certification. Any person submit the summary of the test on the result of the plan amendment with the plan renewal with the confirmation report of the document with the department shall include the integral part of the summary test of the result plan amendment, the plan renewal, the confirmation renewal report following the certifications of the highest ranking of the individual overall response for the information contained with the certified documents. Certify the under penalty of the law, provide with the document the best of my knowledge of the review accurate completely. I am aware of the significant civil and criminal penalties, including possibility fines, imprisonment, both falsely and incorrectly information is incomplete. The certification must contain a signature block, including listing of the signature of the signature tile, name, company, and the date of signature. Additional certification above B above A above any person submits a plans, amendment, renewal, transmission plan, pipeline registry for the department should include the integral part of the plan, amendment plan, renewal, transmission, pipeline registration following certification. As certified under penalty of the law, I have personally examined and familiar with the information submitted with the plan and attached to the documents are based on the inquiry by the individual immediately responsible for obtaining the information, believe that the submitted information is true and accurate. I'm aware that they are more significant criminal penalties, including the possibility of fine or imprisonment or both, of submitting false and inaccurate and incomplete information. The certification must be in a signature block, completion signature, tell name and the company and the name of the date of the signature of the name. Additional certification B with above shall be signed with a ranking official of the level of the authority committee with the necessary resources to fully implement the plan, amendment plan, renewal, transmission plan, registration. Notwithstanding the provisions of B above, the certification contained in A above shall be the only certification required for the individual required in A above, the certification signed individual and required in C above the additional certification. Any person who submits the division, discharge prevention countermeasure, contaminant countermeasure plan or plan renewal, plan amendment and change of the required application sound engineering practice shall include certification for the professional engineer license pursuant to New Jersey State Authority 45.8 to 27.10 sequence of tests that he or she is reviewed, being compliant with the applicable department requirements and that has been prepared in accordance with the engineering practices. Any person submitting a discharge cleanup or remedial plan containing with a deployment plan, submitting an amendment with a renewal of the deployment plan shall include an integral part of the plan, amendment planning, renewal certification signed with a marine biologist, aquabiologist, ecologists, freshwater equivalent, or the oceanologist stating deployment plan identified with the environmental sensitive area that could be affected by the discharge from the facility, sensitive seasonal sensitivity of the area, provide with the protection form of the mitigation of the potential adverse impact of the identified area for the environmental assessment of the discharge. Subchapter 5, Discharge Notification Response and Reporting.